What's up, guys? Good afternoon, good evening. It is March 16th, 2025. It is 9:42 p.m. We are going to do an update video. We're going to go through some charts. We're going to go through some specifics related to Bitcoin, and we're going to talk about why I'm excited about this asset long term. So I had a conversation with one of my buddies today, and he said, Bitcoin doesn't produce anything. Why should I buy it? I didn't really have a good argument for it, so I figured to use ChatGPT to come up with some good information. And I wanted to start the video off with this. So we're going to read through this information, and really what I'm trying to illustrate is think again, Bitcoin actually does produce something. So a common argument I hear is Bitcoin doesn't produce anything like Coca-Cola does. Let's break that down. Bitcoin produces the strongest monetary network ever created. Coca-Cola produces beverages, a consumable product. Bitcoin produces a decentralized, incorruptible monetary system. Unlike soda, Bitcoin doesn't degrade over time. It actually gets stronger as more people use it. It allows anyone, anywhere to store or transfer value without relying on a third party, so you can send money without a middleman. It is the most secure financial network ever created, and it runs 24/7 without permission, without borders. Bitcoin produces block space, the most scarce digital real estate. Every 10 minutes, Bitcoin produces new blocks, securing transactions in an immutable ledger. This block space is finite and valuable. Just like prime real estate, people pay millions in transaction fees to secure their place in Bitcoin's history. This isn't just a numbers on a screen, it's economic freedom being produced in real time. Bitcoin produces a market for monetizing wasted energy. Bitcoin can convert wasted and stranded energy into value. Bitcoin miners use excess energy from flared natural gas, hydro, and even nuclear plants to secure the network. This incentivizes energy efficiency, and innovations, something no other financial system has ever done. Traditional finance wastes energy on paper money, banks, and armies of middlemen. Bitcoin removes all of these inefficiencies. Bitcoin produces final settlement, unlike any other asset. So Coca-Cola transactions rely on banks, credit card networks, clearinghouses, middlemen that take their cut. Bitcoin removes all of them. When a Bitcoin transaction is confirmed, it is final, irreversible, and globally recognized. No government, bank, or company can stop it. Bitcoin empowers people in ways no company can. It protects wealth from hyperinflation and capital controls. Ask people in Argentina or Lebanon. It's a global borderless asset that can be stored in your head. 12 words, no bank required. It produces a parallel financial system that cannot be censored, controlled, or inflated away. So what's more valuable? Coca-Cola produces sugary drinks. Bitcoin produces an entirely new financial paradigm. One makes you thirsty, the other makes you free. Which one do you think is more important in the long term? Interesting thoughts from ChatGPT. Thank you very much. When we look at the Bitcoin fair price calculator, we can see that today the fair price should be around $90,000, which reflects that today is a good buy, not financial advice. It's currently at 83K, which is 9% undervalued. When we look at why you should get into this asset or think about this asset, it is going to go through a halving every 4 years until the year 2140, when 100% of the circulating supply will be achieved. We can see if we bought Bitcoin back in 2009, 2012, 2016, 2020, or 2020 and 2024, you could have bought up a significant amount of the circulating supply. But given that it halves every 4 years, the block reward divides by 2. 50 to 25 to 12.5 to 6.25 to 3.125, which is where we're at now. Think about this long-term supply and demand. If the supply is going to be limited, what's going to happen to the price? I don't know what's going to happen, but all I know is I'm going to wait and see what happens. And it'll be interesting to see how valuable .0.00001 Bitcoin becomes, or 1 Satoshi becomes in the future, when, we're going to be at 99% circulating supply by 2036. So if you think you're not early, or you think you're too late, you're not too late. We're just in the beginning of this experiment, I guess you could say. It's not really an experiment now because it's been working for 16 years. Who knows what will happen, but the system has worked so far. This system is broken down to just have a certain supply of 21 million coins over the long term. When we look about why I'm so excited about Bitcoin today, we can see that we are entering what we like to call the banana zone. And we enter the banana zone after the halving event that happens in 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. So if we look at these values, 2016, 2020, 2024, we can see that after the halving, it spikes into the banana zone and it jumps up a log. So before it was under $1,000, jumped up a log. Around $600, jumped up a log. Or under, $6,000, jumped up a log to 60K. We'll see what happens with this one, but we're getting into the fun zone. People are going to FOMO. Who knows what's going to happen? BlackRock is buying, Fidelity is buying, the US is buying, everyone's buying. So when we look at some of these charts, we can see that, this is a healthy chart, guys. If you think Bitcoin's going to crash to what? It's stayed within this chart pretty much its whole time. It's gone a little bit below some of its lower support levels in the past, in 2023, but I think FTX collapse kind of fucked with everything. When we look at just the power law in general, we can see that, it has functioned within the resistance and the support lines for 16 years. So when people are like Peter Schiff are going to say, oh, this is going to crash, this is going to go to zero. Where has it ever gone to zero on this chart? I'll wait for an argument. Yeah, sure, it crashed hard here, but it rebounded. And long term, who cares if the price is volatile? You see over a 4-year period, every time it jumps up a log, I think it's a savings account. So call me crazy, but we'll see who's crazy in 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 years, etc. as we continue through these halving periods. The last chart I'll leave you with is the Bitcoin halving spiral. I use this analogy if you've ever played the game Snake. If the snake eats itself or hits itself, you lose the game. We see that with Bitcoin here. The price has never broken itself or reverted back to an old level. So we can see hypothetically during the log year, the halving years, it jumps up a log from 1 to 10 to 100 to 1,000 to 10,000 to 100K. The next log up is 1 million. So we'll see if we're in between 100K and 1 million. We don't know. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a guru. I'm not a genie. All I know is it's interesting to just recognize that disruption is happening at a core fundamental level when it comes to finances. And I want to be on the side of benefit when this happens. And I feel like it's my duty to try to just put content out there to make you question whether or not this might be the right thing for you to do. And even if it's not, what I'm saying is change your habits today, like I'm doing, and spend your money on the S&P 500 Bitcoin Magnificent 7, a stock portfolio that's for your retirement fund. I don't know. Change your habits today so you can have money to retire in the future. I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you later.